Here's a psychology fact you're not ready for. Serial killers almost never snap. Their minds drift, slowly, quietly, and the terrifying part? The early warning signs look a lot like things normal people experience every day. Psychologists call this the psychological descent. It's not madness, it's not sudden rage, it's a gradual rewiring of the way the brain interprets control, emotion, and power. Your relationships, your impulses, even the small decisions you make without thinking. They're all driven by patterns you barely notice. For serial killers, those patterns twist. They start with loneliness, rejection, or humiliation, things anyone can feel. But the difference is what their mind does next. But here's where it gets even worse. Serial killers don't see themselves as monsters. Psychology says most of them create a narrative where they are the victim, and everyone else is the villain. It's not that they don't know right from wrong. It's that they believe the rules don't apply to them. They don't ignore moral boundaries because they're confused. They ignore them because their brain stops valuing human life. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. His descent usually begins with fantasy. The brain creates a world where the killer has power, control, and identity, things they feel they lack in the real world. Fantasies become the safe place. Reality becomes the enemy. Over time, the mind adapts. The killer starts seeking ways to make the fantasy feel real. This is where empathy begins to shut down. Small acts of cruelty can trigger the brain's reward center, teaching the person that control feels good, while compassion feels unnecessary. The brain reshapes itself. Pathways that once reacted to guilt or empathy weaken. The ones responding to domination strengthen. At this stage, the killer develops a dual life. To the world, they seem normal. Inside, they become the version of themselves the fantasy created, cold, detached, and hungry for control. Eventually, the fantasy isn't enough. The brain needs real stimulation. This is when killers take action, not out of passion, but out of psychological momentum. Their mind has rewritten its rules, and they follow them. If that hits you, good. It means you finally understand how close the human mind can get to the edge. If you want to break toxic psychological cycles in your own life, start with this. Question your impulses. The moment you feel detached, angry, or isolated, pay attention. Your brain builds habits the same way, slowly and silently. Awareness interrupts the descent. Reflection rewires your patterns, and reminding yourself that empathy is a choice keeps your mind from drifting toward darker places. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Every time you feel the urge to disconnect from people, do one small thing that reconnects you. Send a message, speak honestly, take responsibility, or simply ask for help. Because the difference between a healthy mind and a dangerous one is whether you face your darkness or feed it